There are so many different ways to journal. Very often we stick with something which is familiar, which is stream of conscious writing, or list journaling, which is probably the easiest one. There are other techniques which are not strictly speaking journaling techniques. They're used for different purposes, but they use words. One of them is mind mapping. Mind mapping isn't exactly a journaling technique as such, but it does use words. And so if it uses words, then it could be made into journaling. The easiest way to use mind map is to simply put a word which you would like to explore in the middle of the page, and then you create a mind map. You can imagine it as a sun with sun rays going in different directions, and then you can just simply write associations that you have with this particular word. If you think of sun rays, one of the reasons why it's called mind map, immediately your mind starts coming up with associations with words, basically, but associations related to this particular center, which is the center of the sun. Each sun ray has a meaning, and once you put about 3 words related, 3 first impressions related to this particular word or a phrase on the page, then your mind will come up with different solutions, with different options for this, because obviously there are many more associations, and somehow it works like magic because it triggers something in us which was not there when we started. And list journaling simply doesn't do it. List journaling does something different, and there are many benefits from list journaling. I use it a lot, both for my personal journaling and when I journal for creative ideas. Mind maps are magical in this way because they are almost inviting you to carry on. And this is a simple mind map. Traditional mind mapping is not just sun rays. This is a word in a center, and then you put several other words, and then you branch out. So from each of the first sort of circle of words, you branch out and you create one fork, another fork, and then you come up with association, because every entry will have further developments. And the magic happens when at one of them, so you start working in this manner, so you've created one branch, and then another one, and then another one, and then magic happens, because at some point you will hit your aha moment from it, because on one of the branches there will be a word which will come up as a result of you basically expanding your awareness field on the subject matter, whatever you're writing about, and you will find something which wasn't there before, which will be surprising, which will be an answer or some integration of everything which went on before. So try mind mapping and let me know how it works. It's really interesting. And even so, it's not a typical journaling technique. It could absolutely be used like this. So you can start simply by using a word, several tiers of it, several branches, and you could branch further and further and further with that. You can use it for absolutely anything. You can use it for your current problem, your current issue, something that is on your mind. There is an issue in your profession, there is an issue in your personal life, with your family. There could be some issues of moving forward in life, or sometimes you reflect on something and you want to sort of make sense of life experience, and you put a particular event in the middle of the page, and then you do mind mapping, because again, it triggers a flow of associations, and our mind works a lot by associations, and visually this mind map represents a really interesting picture, something that you don't forget. Could be also used, absolutely, really wonderful, for dream work. With dream work, you put a symbol which you would like to create 3 descriptive words for. For example, you just start with 3. But in order to come up with 3, very often we need to come up with more first. Sometimes the first 3 come up very easily. But sometimes we need to come up with more, and then we use 3 words which are the most descriptive. So you can use it for symbol, you can put the name of the symbol on the page, in the middle of the page, and then you start mind mapping. And again, at some point you will come up with something very interesting. If you never tried it before, try it. Mind mapping could be a really cool exercise for your journaling weekend, for any day of the week, but try it on weekend. Try it when you have a little bit more time to yourself, and try it first with something which is really bothering you at the moment. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be related to absolutely any area of your life. or any area of yourself, any area of your internal life. This is really good self-care, really good play, really good morning routine, evening routine, daytime routine. Practice your mind map journaling and you are in for many discoveries.